Okay, we got another crazy video, man. Now I did one of her videos yesterday. This actually her third time on the channel, so y'all go support her. Sarai, wig influencer on TikTok. Y'all help her reach. I think she's trying to get to 10,000 followers. But she has some good stories, some crazy ones too, involving herself. But this one isn't involving herself. This is I'm gonna give you the title. Girl unalived her grandma so her grandpa can continue their 10-year actual relationship in peace. Wait, hold up. Yeah, I hear that. Back with another banger video. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, we're gonna see what happens to the girl because she ended up unaliving her grandma to be with her grandpa. Weird stuff be going on in this world. I ain't gonna hold y'all for too long. Go get y'all something to drink on. Whatever it is y'all doing, y'all watch my video. And come and rock with your boy. Let's get to it.
Y'all heard about that girl that unalived her grandmother to continue her 10-year sexual relationship with her grandfather? But it ended up being a 2-for-1 because seeing his wife's dead body gave him a heart attack. And the girl was charged with both bodies. But mind you, he plotted and was involved with unaliving his wife right along with his granddaughter. Y'all, this a wild one. So let's bring.
Oh, those of y'all don't know what I'm drinking. This is celery juice mixed with lemon juice. So yeah, that's good for a lot of things. Y'all got me.
All the way back. The girl grew up kind of hard at first. Her mother was very young, in her early 20s, but was on drugs really bad. She never met her father. And when she was like 11 years old, she was removed from her mother's custody due to her being unfit, due to her mom being unfit. She was then sent to stay with her grandparents. And y'all, she was so excited about this, due to her and her grandma having a very close relationship. Now, she wasn't that close with her grandfather. He was a very quiet and mean type of person, pretty much stayed to himself, but it wouldn't be soon before he broke the ice. Now, it all started one day when this girl was taking a shower. Showering, just listening to her music. Her grandfather cracked the bathroom door open slowly and was just watching her. And about 3 minutes in, she caught him. Y'all, he quickly closed the door and just walked away. She was so scared and weirded out. She did go to her grandmother, but not to tell on him. Instead, she asked her grandmother, can they look into getting locks on the bathroom door? Explaining to her that she's getting a little older and she would feel more secure if she had a little bit of privacy. The grandmother did agree, but she didn't get the chance to get around to it, and eventually just forgot about it. Now, y'all, with this girl not telling on her grandfather, it opened the door for him to keep doing what he's doing, and that's exactly what he did. Every time she take a shower, he make it his business to crack that door open and stare at her. But y'all, this time when she caught him, she did not get scared nor upset. She gave this man a show. Now, at this time, she's 14, turning 15. She's going through changes, going through puberty, her body's forming. And that sick-ass motherfucker was enjoying every minute of it, literally. She's taking soul, rubbing it over her body, turning over slowly, just giving him a show, giving him what he wanted to see. This went on for several minutes, until the girl grandmother called off for her husband to come look at something for her. He quickly closed the bathroom door and left. And the girl finished her shower, got out like nothing never happened. This shit is like pre-manipulation for real. But y'all, eventually things got worse. Because it was one particular night that he was tired of being a peak in time. Instead of watching his granddaughter take a shower, he invites himself right on in and locks the door. Now, his wife was sleeping at this time. He thought it was a perfect opportunity. Now, at this point, now the girl was very scared. She didn't know what she was getting herself into at all. Mind you, she's a virgin. Of course, at 14, I would think you would be a virgin. She's thinking like, this is beyond just putting on a show. She's scared. He immediately made her be quiet and assured her that she was fine. He then turned her music up that she was listening to and completely took her innocence. And this type of behavior went on between them two for 10 years. Right up until their plan of unaliving her grandmother. In the most horrific, bloodiest way.
Now that's just sad, stupid, everything else under the sun. You would think that a grandfather would cherish, love a granddaughter. But for you, if this is a true story, which I think it is, that nigga need to burn in hell for the rest of his life. No, for eternity. Not the rest of his life, forever. Because that's just sick, nasty, and everything else. For real. And it's crazy that stuff like that go on in real life. Let's go to part 2, man.
Part 2. So like I said in part 1, this girl had a sexual relationship with her grandfather for 10 years up until her and him both participated in her grandmother's death. But her grandfather, seeing his wife's dead body, gave him a heart attack and he instantly passed away. And she was charged with both bodies. But let's take it back to before the big plan. Yeah, they were in a full-blown relationship right in her grandmother's house. Because if you remember in part 1, she stayed with her grandparents due to her parents.
You know what? I don't really like to comment on females like accessories and stuff because I really don't care. But you know what? I ain't even gonna say nothing. I ain't even gonna say nothing about it.
Being unfit. Now, at this moment, her grandmother has very major health issues. And on top of that, she just found out that she had breast cancer. So basically, her granddaughter, along with her husband, has been helping her out, taking care of her. She spent most days in bed. She couldn't really move that well. Now, the grandfather's health was okay. One of them young-looking grandfathers, well, he was younger than his wife, her grandmother, and in a perfect shape to care for his wife. But little did she know, they would put her to sleep to go sleep with each other. It got so deep that she eventually got pregnant by her grandfather. And that's when everything changed. Now, when she found out, she told her grandfather. And y'all, he beat her so bad, to the point that she thought she lost her baby. And that's exactly what he was trying to do. Beat the baby out of her. She was injured in store, but the baby did in fact survive. After this, they got real distant. Until one day he came in her room suggesting that they talk. And basically told her in order for them to be together and be a family, she has to unalive her grandmother. Told her it was for her life policy money, basically saying that they'll move away and they'll get a fresh start. Assure her that the money that they would get from that would pay for their future together with their child. My thing is like, what future? Like, nigga, your old ass. But anyways, older than her at least. Like, told her that with her grandmother already laying around her sick.
Also, what nigga? Because that nigga had a plan all along. He been wanting to unalive his wife for that policy money. That shows you what niggas will do for money. Y'all gotta stop worshiping money, bro. I'm telling you, that's gonna lead you to down a path of destruction. Anybody who worships money will go down a path of destruction. Period. You know what I'm saying? And this is the stuff money will make people do. You know, people who love money. You got me? Sad.
That she's useless. No, at first the girl was offended and completely disagreed. Because like I said, at a point in time, her and her grandmother was very, very close. And she couldn't see herself doing nothing like that to her grandmother. Y'all, he then grabbed the belt and put it around her neck so hard, choking her, and told her that this time he'll kill her and the baby. And y'all, she was terrified, like terrified. But yo, the more she slept on the thought, the more she got comfortable with it. In her head, it was either her grandmother or her and her baby and her man. And at this point, she was head over heels for him. I mean, he been manipulating her for 10 years. And it sure showed. Because eventually, she was more than ready to take her grandmother out for this man. Like, ready. And the very next day, they put their plan in motion. Yo, they wait till she went to sleep around 11 p.m. at night. They both go in the room, y'all, and this girl starts to stab her grandmother multiple times. Now, at first, the grandmother did try to fight back. But y'all, this lady's husband of years come from the back and pin her down. So his granddaughter could keep stabbing her. And she kept going, y'all. This lady had over 50 stab wounds all over her body. And like I said, her husband, the grandfather, is holding his wife down. Holding her arms on her upper body and her head is on his lap. Now, while his granddaughter was stabbing, y'all, he was just sitting there holding her quietly, blink, stare, not saying nothing. Like, sitting there with blood all over him. And after that last stab, they both paused and stared at each other. And y'all, a few seconds later, he proceeds to have a heart attack. She drops the knife and runs to him. But it was too late. She can already see that he wasn't breathing. His breathing was slowing down. Yo, this girl made a genuine distraught call to 911, screaming and crying about her grandfather. But didn't even mention her grandmother who was laying right next to him in a pool of blood. He has one more part. We're going to get into that tomorrow.
Golly. So he ended up dying too. All of them. Well, that is completely crazy. Girl, okay, part 3, this should be the last one.
Her and her grandfather can continue their 10-year sexual relationship in peace. Part 3. So like I said in part 2, the girl and her grandfather planned this together. The girl stabbed her grandmother over 50 times, while the
Bro, I'm sorry, bro. Why do women think niggas like they eyelashes like that? Niggas don't. Y'all ain't gotta do all this. Women, y'all don't. Why? Why she do that? Like, you feel me? Come on, man.
grandfather held his wife back, pinned down to get stabbed. And after she was done stabbing her grandmother, the grandfather froze and just stared and instantly had a heart attack and passed away. At this point, the girl was very emotional. She instantly called the police to report that her grandfather had a heart attack, but didn't even mention her grandmother. But once the cops got there, they seen all they needed to see. Y'all, when the cops got there, the girl was laying in between both unalive bodies, crying. She quickly admitted to everything and was handcuffed and sent to prison. Now, just when I thought things was over, it got even crazier. So in part 1, I mentioned her mother being unfit and on drugs. And nobody knew that the whole time she's actually been in rehab getting clean. She heard the news about her daughter and ended up visiting her. But y'all, she had some devastating news. Her mother knew about the sexual relationship that her daughter was having with her grandfather, only because it happened to her. Y'all, her mom expressed to her that when she was just a little girl, he started molesting her. Her own father.
So this nigga
She would go to her mom about it, but she never believed her, constantly calling her liars. Eventually, her father ended up beating and threatening her till she would stop telling. But sure, her mom ain't believe her anyways. That's until she turned 15 years old. One day, she was feeling real sick. She was throwing up all day. She took a pregnancy test and found out that she was in fact pregnant by her father. And that's how she had her daughter. Basically telling her daughter that her grandfather was in fact her real father. Then it all started making sense. Let's go back to part 1 when I...
So her grandfather... Bruh.
mentioned that she never met her real father. And the crazy part is when her mama found out that she was pregnant with her husband baby, she beat her real bad, put her out, and kept her husband. And that's what caused her to get into drugs after she had her baby. Part of the reason why she was unfit in the first place. She had a horrible upbringing. So the whole time, this grandmother knew about her husband touching her daughter and her granddaughter and getting both of them pregnant. Yeah, the daughter started crying so hard, harder than she cried on a police call. Her mom was trying to comfort her, but then she started blaming her mom, saying it was all her fault. Blaming her for even putting her in a position to be raised at her grandparents' house, knowing what she previously went through, herself. Things got so tense they had to end the visit. But even after this, her mother still tried to reach out through letters, but she was absolutely not interested in having a relationship with her mother. The girl was scarred. Everybody had failed her. And now she's sitting in prison for the rest of her life. Constantly on suicide watch. Y'all, this shit is so sad. Now, years later, she did connect back with her mother, coming to the realization that she was in fact a victim too, and they needed each other. This girl, unlike her grandma,
Why do I always go to my bank account? But man, that's why people need God, bro. At the end of the day, niggas need Jesus, bro, for real. Cause that's the fact that's a true story. Is diabolical. It's sad, man. All it does is just, I think it just shows you how evil the world is and how you have to protect your little ones, man. Protect them. You feel me? Watch where they go. Watch where they be at. You feel me? I know for a fact, just from me doing YouTube, my kids ain't doing no sleepovers until they 18. Ain't no sleepovers, ain't no none of that. You feel me? They gonna be with me. You hear me? But yeah, man, y'all tell me what y'all think about that video in the comments, man. See you guys next video. Always remember, be safe out here, kings and queens. Let's get it.